One. Good evening, Free Enterprise fans. Hello! I am Scalakitty. I am your restreamer for this evening. This is a little bit of something different for tonight's Enterprise Legacy restream. At the beginning, we are doing a clue review. For those of you who have not been keeping up with Enterprise Legacy, we have meta objectives that roll over every week that they do not go met. We've had a secret objective, and we currently have not seen it met yet. But both Zoe and myself have been delivering clues to the players within the Discord. But you know what? We haven't really done that here on stream, so that way all of you who watch our VODs have a chance to see. So, I'm going to go through very quickly, just cover what the clues have been, so that way maybe you all can see if you can guess what it might be. So, clue number 1, which is written by Zoe, is be careful who you turn your back to. They might have a knife. Clue number 2, which was written by me, and I'm going to do my best to sing it. Her face turns to you, yet only your back is in view. A radical dream, ripped apart at the seams. A salvation, denied just at the nick of time. Because something deep inside makes her feel this really isn't a paradise. So that was clue number 2. Clue number 3 is this art of a stained glass window. So those have been our 3 clues so far. Good luck playing along at home and figuring out what it could be. But now I am going to turn it over to our wonderful commentary team for tonight, LM Motos and Pixel Tamer. Y'all go right ahead and take it away.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. I am Pixel Tamer. I am joined by Modos. That was our lovely restreamer slash art lead Scalakitty, presenting our clue review and singing along to some awesome Chrono Trigger beats. As mentioned, this is Free Enterprise Legacy. Tonight's flags, we have to do all 6 objectives to get our victory. We don't have to fight Zeromus tonight. It's just win the game when you complete these 6. We've got a telestart. We've got jumping turned on, so our runners are going to be going all over the place as soon as this begins. And how are you feeling about this craziness that we're about to see, Modos?
Well, I've got to say, I'm catching up on Legacy here. So the interesting fact about this flag set is it's evolving, right? So last week's winner, Infinius, turned off J items in the shops for this run. Interesting choice, making the opponents kind of have to make some different choices now without easy access to those J items.
Exactly. No star bales, no silk webs, no sirens. So you might get some if you're lucky with Edge, but it doesn't really matter because we've got Eno XP. So your grind is going to be trap chests and bosses if you need to do some of that.
Yeah, and our players are going to be helped out on that because it is vanilla trap chests tonight. So if they have done their homework, they will already know where to go for each trap chest. So we get Sid to join us with Telahir, Harumph, and Club for getting us started with a Baron Key.
Yeah, and that Baron Key is an objective. We'll probably see our runners use it immediately, but we're never actually going to run through the waterway most likely because it's faster to just jump over the guards at the entrance to Baron Castle.
Yeah, press P to jump adds a whole different layer of confusion and chaos to any run, but especially with such a complicated flag set to begin with, we're going to see how well our players can kind of keep it straight in their brains what they have access to.
Yeah, push B to jump is the April Fool's flag from 2020. It does exactly what it says on the tin. If you push B, you jump. You can do this in battle, you can do this in dungeons, you can do this on the overworld. This means you can skip one-tile gaps. It means you can dispel Valvalis' tornado with anybody. And it means you can skip a lot of bosses and key item checks if you want to.
Yeah, just as you predicted, Harumph using that Baron Key right away. Meanwhile, Klopfer's decided to get over to Mysidia and do some checking here.
That's right, we've got free characters turned on, so we might as well see what we've got. Hey, there's Fusaya over on Harumph's screen.
Vanilla Fu means that Baron In is going to be a high priority once both players get that knowledge.
And that is a required spot. defeat the bosses of Baron Inn is an objective tonight. And we can see her jumping over the counter to rob the shopkeepers, and they don't seem to care too much. But that is just a taste of the shenanigans you can get up to with push B to jump.
Exactly right. Now, we do have a meta objective tonight to defeat a moon boss before going underground. This isn't required for our players to do, but if one of the top 3 players does it, we will be evolving the flag set in a new and exciting and undetermined currently way. We'll see if any of them decide to go for it. There's another
Foo.
Wow, okay.
Is this Xeno Dupes? This is not Xeno Dupes. We could have multiple Foos.
And as a bonus, this Foo is free, unlike the one in the Baron Inn. So you're getting some very extreme early game power here. Tella may as well not even exist at this point.
Exactly, yeah. He has his uses. They mostly come around when you don't have Foo. Or you don't have vanilla Foo. Tella comes online fully after you do Mount Ordeals. Foo can take a little bit longer. But yeah, our runners can have an easy early game, that's for sure.
Exactly right. We're seeing a little bit more divergence here. Klopfer deciding to head up into Castle Damsian and is going to raise the hovercraft and check the character here, which happens to be Rosa. So this party is shaping up quite nicely.
All right, so this is Scene Distinct 8. So we've seen Tella, Rydia, Rosa, Sid, and Fusoya so far. So we've got 3 left, right?
I'm counting on my fingers off screen right now.
Alright, here we go. Harumpha's going to take on that Football Gauntlet, and this is like the worst spot to find the Football Gauntlet, apart from maybe back attack, as far as like just how long it's going to take to get through it.
Yeah, you hate to see like a 500 HP boss spot get split across so many monsters. It's like you took a spot that's very quick and made it very long.
Klopfer is going through and looting the Antlion Cave. We're going to pursue that objective immediately. Prevailing strategy that came out during 3 Miss Zone that is pretty wise is like chase your objectives, chase your freebies, and like do them when you can. So we see both of our runners are going after that. Harumph pursuing the more immediate reward of even a second Fusoya, but we're eventually going to have to go to Antlion anyway.
Yeah, it's interesting to note Antlion has been skipped several other weeks in the Legacy runs just for various reasons. It was actually called out in the storyline, but now we're definitely going to get it just because of the objective. And we get, who is this? Rubicon Elements. Looks like it will be...
It is Rubicant. It's still going to die to a nuke either way. Or a virus. So both our runners, yeah, both our runners were already on the board, but now we've got 2 objectives up for Klopfer's side.
Button's lit up, of course, by our tracker Possumorpheus tonight. Thank you very much for that.
Bahamut Orb is not a key item, but we do have Iridia to take advantage of that.
Yeah, we'll have to see with 2 Foos possible. Which players take the Iridia and which ones don't. Of course, Klopfer already has her.
Yes, although Klopfer has now not completed one of the meta objectives. As mentioned, we have 3 of them. We have the mystery objective, and the one that just was broken was defeat a boss located on the moon without going... Actually, no, we're fine. Never mind. I am confusing myself. Metas are fine. There's a Palom. Why is Palom so great?
Speaking of the meta objectives, we still do have a leftover from a previous week. If any of our players open the Troya Armory but do not loot it, that is another meta objective that will further evolve the flag set.
Yep. Hi, Antlion. Bye, Antlion.
Looks like Klopfer is going to go for that second Foo as well now. I can't say I blame either player. The ability to have 2 nukes this early in the game pretty much means you're going to sail through all of the above ground and most of the underground as well.
Yeah, like, even if music was a required check, which we always hope for when we're on Restream, t- the foos just trivialize it. Even though there's so much magic defense there, Nuke is just that powerful that it'll just blow right through it.
Oh, and Harumph now going to Antline as well, so it looks like we're just going to get some path parity here between the two players.
So here's a thought. Suppose we get darkness over in the overworld. In that case, the entire underground is haunted.
Yeah, that's definitely right. We don't have any objectives underground, so it can get real spicy here.
But yeah. What is your thought about the mystery objective so far, given what we've seen, given the hints that have come out? That particularly interesting stained glass window that Skull Kitty premiered in the Discord about an hour before the race began.
You know, the stained glass window actually gives me no clue. The song gives me a little bit more of a clue. I feel like we are looking for because clearly the song is a reference to Chrono Trigger. It's from a vocal album that came out later, and I feel like it's either referencing the Zeal Kingdom or the Black Omen / Mammon Machine. So I'm wondering if we're supposed to see something underground that looks like a church, but I'm kind of at a loss as to what that would be.
Yeah, so the song was Corridors of Time. It is the Kingdom of Zeal theme song. Before everything goes sideways, anyway. My take on this has been that it involves Asura somehow, because she turns her face towards you multiple times, there's a knife involved, and her healing you might be considered salvation, depending on your point of view. But nobody has completed that one yet. Scarlet and Zoe did mention that somebody has figured out what it is, but they would not say who figured out what it was. So all we know is that somebody knows, but we don't know if that person knows that they know.
This is getting very meta, which I think is maybe the point of the flag set and the club for real.
Yeah. For those not in the know, yeah, this is Free Enterprise Legacy. This is inspired by the Legacy board game craze of the last few years. Things like Pandemic Legacy, Risk Legacy, my personal favorite, Betrayal at the House on the Hill Legacy. Hello, Third Fusoya. Welcome to the party.
We're gonna get all the foos. 3 foos and Rosa will take you very far.
Yeah, and if Harumph knows the skips up here, then we're only gonna fight the one boss, because you can just jump right over these triggers. And textbook execution of the boss skips by Harumph. So we'll go straight into the crystal room. We're probably going to see an immediate reset if this is not useful.
I think you're definitely going to be right on that. You'd think walking down the mountain wouldn't be that long, but well, tower key, got to keep that. Maybe.
Yeah, got to keep it. It's a check. Question from chat: we just need darkness. That is correct. Darkness is go mode.
And keep in mind, trap chests do have key items in this. So Klopfer here going for the 3 trap chests in Castle Eblana is not too bad of an idea, math-wise.
That's right. There's 3 trap chests here in Eblan Castle. There's 1 trap chest in the Tower of Zot. There are 2 trap chests on the Hook Route. So we've got 6 potential key item locations in addition to the bosses. And we can check every key item location on the overworld immediately, thanks to the power exported to us by Push Speed to Jump.
Oh, it's a shame. The Tella's learning all their spells in Meteo, but both players have gotten rid of the OG old man now. Oh, Harumph actually taking the fight against Valvalis here.
A little surprising. What I normally do in Jumpy Club, and what I'm sure many of the other experienced runners will do is they'll just immediately face right and then start jumping to avoid having to take this fight.
Yeah, and that's a shame. Has to take a reset there because not able to hit Valvalis.
But remember, everybody can jump, so if you have anybody jump, they will dispel Valvalis' tornado.
Yes, folks. Press B to jump means press B to jump. Anytime, anywhere, even in battle.
And we get Artemis arrows from one of the trap chests. I didn't see what the west part of the tower gave us.
Here we go, finding the trap chest in the basement. We're hoping, Klopfer's hoping for something here, because otherwise this Eblana trip will be quite the bust.
Yep. I mean, this is fairly free once you just cast Size on the ogres, and they get really punchable. Yeah, question from chat. Can you jump over trigger points? Yes, you can. Harumph was able to skip the first two bosses here in Mount Ordeals. We'll see if he is able to get it on the way back down. You can skip over the first boss in Tower of Zot. Then you can go pick up your characters without having the Earth Crystal. You can skip over both bosses in the hook route. There we go. Harumph is getting the jumps this time on the way out. You can jump over the Dark Elf spot fight and just grab that key item. You can do a whole bunch of shenanigans with jumping. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of the routing skips, as far as like jumping over gaps and tiles and just skipping entire floors of dungeons. That is some real fun stuff to show off.
Yeah, out of all the flags available, I think press B to jump is the one that lends itself the most to a specialist, like someone who is really well versed in the tricks you can do and the tricks you shouldn't do, because there are a few places where you can soft lock yourself. Some of them have been fixed. We've been given escape paths that don't exist in the regular game, but others can waste a lot of time even if you're not soft locked.
Yeah, they're early on in Push B to Jump. It was blatantly advertised as this is the April Fool's flag. There might be broken things in it. There was an issue where if you defeated the bosses of Baron Castle, you would lose the Baron key, and then you couldn't unlock the sewers. And if you had an objective that said open the sewers, you'd get stuck. Boardface has since fixed that, but like that is an example of something where we're doing things to the game that the game is not at all intended to do, and it sometimes breaks, but then we fix it. And yeah, we're only pointing out, yeah, you can do the hook art without the hook. You just jump over the mountains, hop into Eblin Cave, jump over the boss triggers, and you are underground. I can, in my experience, I can be underground in 5 or 6 minutes, depending on how I decide to route things.
We're finally getting a bedward check here. We'll see if there's a key item here for Klopfer, and it's the crystal. Usually we'd be happy to see that. Not so much today.
Right, as mentioned earlier, we are not fighting Zeromus. He's taking a break today. You can go talk to him. You'll get something fun if you do, and you can explore his room and look for a secret. I'm not going to tell you what the secret is, but there's a secret.
Meanwhile, Harumph once again following Klopfer's lead, and we're going to be seeing a Castle Eblana check again. Meanwhile, Klopfer is going up Zot.
Yeah, we've got the trap chest check, and then we have the boss check. As I mentioned, we can just jump over the Bank of Sisters trigger and head straight on to the next fight. You can't hand Golbez the Earth Crystal, so what you do instead is you just talk to Kane or whoever's there, and he will take you into the next room, and you can rescue your characters. It is also at that point that Rosa learns exit. It is not when you defeat the boss, it is when you rescue the 2 characters. Which is something we learned in the early days of Jumping Club. It's kind of niche, but sometimes you have to run out of Zot if you can't handle the bosses but still want the characters.
Now, if you are Klopfer and Harumph here, who are you hoping to see as the final available characters in this seed?
Honestly, I don't know. We've got 3 Fusoyas. Edge, maybe? I don't know. It's real hard. We've got a really amazingly powerful party right now. But there's the Water Hag as the second boss of Dwarf Castle.
Good to know, good to know. Oh, sorry, Tella. This is not going to end well for you.
Yeah, I guess really I'd want an anchor character, so like a level 1 character that I can lead face down, or Tella, I guess. But we've already got Tella, so I don't know. Like, there's not a lot I would change right now, honestly. I probably would have taken the Palom instead of the Rydia at this point, because like one Quake would have defeated that Baigon.
Yeah, I mean, because the normal reason why we would maybe not want Fusoya for the end game is just because the low MP pool, but we're not fighting Zeromus, so that's like a non-issue.
Yep, and we've got CPU here at the Tower of Zot. We could see this done a couple ways. We could see Quake spam and just power through the hit points before Globe 199 comes out. We could see the traditional fighting strategies. I think I saw some Swag Medio getting queued up, though.
You did indeed, which is what I was going to suggest. Just media away. They won't have time to Globe 99 you.
Oh, and there goes Sid, gonna jump up and deal some damage. As mentioned, push B to jump. You get to jump, no matter who you are.
You love to see it.
Harum spends a turn quaking the Mad Ogres, discovers that, yeah, they have really high magic defense. That's not going to work very well. The best way to approach them is usually by using Size or an Hourglass, or apparently just by casting Stone.
Yeah, it should be noted again. These trap chests are basically some of the only sources of EXP outside the bosses. So you might think, oh, these trap chests don't really matter, but actually for Rosa at least, it is going to matter every little scrap of EXP that we can get, so we don't have to go out of our way another time to get more trap chests that we don't need.
Right, and I did catch the key item out of the third trap chest in Evelyn Castle. It was the hook, which will be relevant if we end up finding a rat tail, since we can't jump over the rocks to get to the Adamant Grotto. We do need to actually use the hovercraft. We've got a bunch of gift subs coming in. Thank you to Naughty Zoot and Heretic Trance. Your support is appreciated.
For sure, and now we are seeing, oh wow, they are both in Cave Eblin right now, so we're going to see them heading underground. So it looks like we're not going to get that meta achievement of defeating moon bosses before going underground now, because both players are heading down. Although someone off screen can do it, we do have, these aren't the only two runners tonight. We do have a good gaggle of people off screen who are racing as well, and if any of them do the meta achievement, as long as they place within the top 3 places, we can still get a completion on that.
That's right. We've got a total of 18 players tonight, and it is possible maybe our runners are checking these trap chests because there's more of them, and then they might save scum out to go check the Twin Harp spot. As mentioned, you can jump over the Dark Elf and check that key item.
Yeah, it's kind of important to note, tonight it doesn't matter because we have found the hook already, but the logic isn't changed by press B to jump being active. So the fact that you can get underground without the hook or magma key doesn't change the fact that the hook or magma key does have to be in an available spot.
That is correct. The Mysidian Jumping Club, the weekly club that races jumping flags, we do set K unsafe to make things a little harder, since we are going to be blatantly going out of logic, but that is not the case tonight. That is a white spear. That is not helpful at this time.
Harum showing off that cutscene skip.
Yep, and Klopfer is seeing the Palom, or say that's a Porum, my bad, and probably not going to take her at this point. We've got Rosa and 3 Foos.
Here's the quad ogre chest, which in any other race would be prime EXP time before having to fight the hook route bosses, but we don't really have to worry about those bosses today, so...
Yep, we just jump over the triggers and we go. You can also jump over the wall on the entrance into Upper Babel and skip this entire floor.
We have Alchemy in chat asking if we exhausted the overworld checks. No, that's not the case. There are still some checks available in the overworld. Off the top of my head, I don't believe Castle Fabul was checked by either runner.
That's right. Haven't done Fabul Defense. We have not done Baron Castle. We have not done Twin Harp. We also haven't done Odin. Odin, it would be out of logic to have an underground access item, but we don't really care about that right now. But that's another spot where we could potentially find darkness, and with 3 vanilla Fusoyas, that is very much a possibility.
I can't believe Harumph went through that pitfall, even though he can press B to jump.
Well, I mean, if you don't know, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good joke for this.
You can jump over that pitfall, but it actually will glitch you out a little bit because there's actually an exit programmed back there that kind of takes you unintended places.
I'm gonna have to try that sometime. Like, not in a race setting, but it would be fun.
Medioing the Mad Ogres on Klopfer's side. Very stylish.
I mean, when you don't need XP...
Here comes everybody's second favorite airship, the Falcon. Rump wasting no time here, straight to the Fame Arch.
I mean, freaky item is freaky item. And depending on what those bosses are, we might just take them on now.
Yeah, the Fame Arch bosses are the only ones in the underground where the 3 foos might not be enough to get you through, depending on what the bosses are. They tend to hit pretty hard at this location, and foos hit points are decent, but not invincible.
Yeah, Asura isn't designed to actually hit you, so her attacks are manageable, but Leviathan is one of those bosses that never uses physical attacks in the vanilla game, so the original devs back in the 90s kind of just did whatever they wanted for his attack stat, and they pumped it up really high.
We do have Harumph showing off basically both our runners being very exhaustive as far as the trap chest situation goes, making sure to find this warrior trap chest, leaving no stone unturned.
Yes, and I think Klopfer showed us Dr. Luge as the boss of Lower Babel.
Well, there's an X-Cal. Well,
honestly, that's probably just money at this point.
I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa. Except there's no sunshine in the underground, but you know, airwalking Fusoya.
Yeah, that is a neat thing that I learned about like in the last few months, that you can actually walk on nothing in the Fame Arch. And when you're exiting the library, you can also jump out of bounds to get up a floor faster. You can do this in a sealed cave as well, so there's some potential for running opportunities there. I haven't explored it thoroughly, but like, it means sealed cave is less of a slog potentially if you don't have a warp caster.
We keep seeing equipment for Kane, and no one has Kane. Meanwhile, Klopfer is taking a different tactic and is going to Sylph Cave. I gotta say, I do kind of like this with the 2 foos in tow. Sealed Cave is the highest density of trap chests in the game. Lunar Subterrane does have the same number, but they're more spread out. So this is a good move for sure.
Yeah, well, actually, Sylph Cave is 7, LST is 9. But you're right in that the density is great. You've got the Poison Treasury, you've got 6 boxes right next to each other, and that's pretty good. We've got Kainatsu and Elements as our 2 bosses down here in the Fame Arch. We're going to deal with those later, it looks like.
Yeah, so we were talking about how Fusoya can pretty much take anything in the underground except maybe the Fame Arch bosses. Those are 2 of the bosses you don't want to see there.
Exactly. Elements can be pretty punchy at times, and Kainatsu, taking advantage of the speed that the Asura spot has, would be unpleasant with all the waves he'd be spamming out.
Yeah, you're going to need higher HP for that fight, and unfortunately Fusoya's HP never really goes up. He gains minimal amounts of it once you level him more than 10 levels, but otherwise...
Hey, there's a Darkness Crystal, we're in go mode!
Oh, whoa! Well, that is a lucky move there for Klopfer. He's wasting no time getting back above ground.
Yeah, apologies for shouting over you like that, but go mode.
Here we go. Wow, now luckily for Harumph, he's heading to Sylph Cave as well now, and hopefully we'll find it without too much more trouble here.
Yeah, so the third meta objective of defeating a moon boss before going underground was not feasible this seed, but we'll have another chance next week.
Man, it looks like we're still going to be holding over the Troya Armory meta objective as well. There's a lot of boxes to tick off next week.
Well, we've got a bunch of other racers. Somebody could still find the Earth Crystal first, but I think it's unlikely that anybody's going to take the time to do that at this point. Although I do remember the very first episode of this, we had Fade Antlion Cave as one of the meta objectives, and like all the runners were trying to accomplish that meta objective, but Antlion ended up being required.
Oof. Sometimes the game is just not going to agree with what you're trying to do.
Yep, and Harumph showing off some of the jump tricks again, jumping over walls in the middle of the sealed cave in order to get around faster.
Scala Kitty, our restreamer in chat, who knows what the mystery meta objective is confirming neither player restreamed has done the mystery objective yet. So we'll have to check in later on the off-screen members and see if any of them did it, but that one may be holding over for yet another week as well. It's been several weeks with that mystery objective with more and more clues every week.
Yeah, it's the third week, so yeah, hopefully we'll get something a little more actionable on the fourth week, but yeah, we've had some mystery clues for sure. But guarantee the Klopfer is going to just heal up at the save point, jump over the elements fight, and we will be on our way to Endgame.
Who do you hope to see at the CPU spot?
Are we being nice or are we being trolly?
Oh, trolly, for sure.
If we're being trolly, Golbez, actually.
Yikes.
And well, pondering that, we've got our first finish. Stone Dingley has finished in first place, 28 minutes 53 seconds. This is a jet seed for sure, but GG's to Stone Dingley.
Wow, yeah, what a snipe. Klopfer only literally 2 screens away and a boss fight away from the end, and Dingley getting in there. Very nice work.
Yep, we see Klopfer slapping a cursed ring on that Sid. That's going to slow him down, help with the agility situation. TLDR, any entity acting in combat can only be up to 5 times faster or slower than your center character. So having a very slow middle character can basically clamp the boss's speed, letting your own characters act faster by comparison.
I love it. That's perfect.
But there's the jump.
Oh, hey, whoa! This is usually my job. This is usually my job to call it ahead of time. Oh, smooth move, Pixel. Smooth move.
I think I called it on a rat tail leading into Earth Crystal a few weeks ago in a different race too. So, am I a future psychic?
Thank you, chat, for playing along with all the ha ha ha. Meanwhile, Harumph is heading to the giant as fast as possible here. Klopfer showing off the usual Golbez strat. There is status effect priority in this game, and you can't get paralyzed if you're already minied. So this means Klopfer's going to be able to act a little bit faster and get the reflex up a little bit sooner.
Yeah, exactly. As mentioned, status effects in this game, they don't stack in the traditional fashion of later games. There's sort of a priority list of what happens, and like you said, Mini, I think Frog and Mute also count, maybe Pig, but yeah, there's a few of them that if you have it, you can't get paralyzed. Here comes the Star Veils, and now it's just going to be time to wait for the win. Speaking of wins, we've got Antidale in second place, 31 minutes, 24 seconds, GG's to Antidale.
Wow, only about 2 minutes and some change between first and second place. You love to see it. That just shows there's so many great players, and they go so fast. Meanwhile, I see our game master, Zoe Vermillion, in chat. In addition to each week's winner choosing a flag to change, Zoe also kind of puppet masters the flags behind the scenes as well from week to week. So we'll have to see what next week's will bring.
Yeah. Zoe's our game master. Zoe will implement some changes to the flags after every race, in part based on the desired storyline, in part to address gameplay. Like after the seed a few weeks ago where we had 11 required objectives, we ended up going down to required 8 because we kind of burned out the restream team at the time. And there's Klopp for getting through that goal bez, and as soon as that all objectives complete screen comes up, that is GG.
Very nice work to Klopfer. Harumph now heading up, just has to jump over the first boss spot and get there to the end. And very nice. It looks like Klopfer was indeed in third place with a time of 32 minutes and 36 seconds. GG. We will be bringing Klopfer in for an interview.
All right, and here's tonight's third place finisher, Klopfer. GG's, congrats. What kind of jet would you use to describe tonight's seed?
The jettiest of jets. That was a very fast seed. Pretty much the second seeing those objectives, seeing the having to unlock the sewers and then basically darkness crystal made me think it might be a little bit of a longer seed, but then just the immediate Baron key, I knew I just had to start moving really fast just to find that darkness crystal, especially with the foos, because that was just gonna let us finish whatever boss was in that CPU spot.
Yeah, we had 3 Facilians per world. It was crazy.
Oh, I want to found 2. Okay.
There was one in Miss Sadia and Watery Pass, and then the one that you found on Mount Ordeals.
Okay. Oh, I did not go to Mount Ordeals.
He was at Harumph that did
Yes,
Ordeals.
So how pleased does it make you when I tell you that Harumph just did the underground in a slightly different order than you? Went to Feymarch first, then Sylph Cave. Meanwhile, you going to Sylph Cave is kind of a coup here. You just went straight to where the density was.
Yeah, that was exactly the idea. It's just like, hey, where's the density? Tower of Saw was definitely, once I had landed there, I was like, this is probably a mistake, but I've already made the land here. I'll go ahead and check the 3 checks I can do here. But I was realizing that's just not the density. If I can get underground, I got 7 inside of the Sylph Cave, and then just a bunch of other checks in underground. Those 7 don't hit it. So yeah, really it was just find the density and go for it.
You made the right play, and the math worked in your favor.
Yep. Also, I was just going through that first ghost fight, which went not great because I thought Virus would wipe it and it didn't, and also they got their Fire 2s off. I was sitting there trying to think how to optimize how to do the next 2, and then sure enough I just get Darkness Crystal immediately, so then just suddenly threw all my plans out the window and just bolted out the door.
Yeah, very early go mode can be very panic inducing.
It's very much
something 3 miss zone, something races that still traumatize members of the community.
Well, Klopfer, do you have anything else you want to say about the seed or Legacy in general while we still got you here?
Definitely, I'm really enjoying doing the Legacy flags. It's nice, they keep building on each other, so there's stuff you're learning as you do each of these races each week to week. Just a small tweak, though, to the flags means that the lessons you learned before are still relevant, but every week there's a little new twist to think of, and so that's really keeping the races fun, and I'm enjoying doing them every week. So this is a great format, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it.
That's great. Fun is the reason we're all here, after all.
Well, thank you for joining us, Klopfer. Enjoy the Legacy in the future.
I surely will. Thank you very much, and thanks to everyone for putting everything together, all the restreamers, all the trackers, and all the commentary. It's great to be able to join in on these.
For sure. Have a great night.
Thanks.
Meanwhile, we had another finisher. Jeebus Zero finished in 4th place in a time of 35 minutes and 12 seconds. GG Jeebus. And we're looking now at having a finish from Harumph here pretty shortly, showing off the same strategies. Looks like a few players are down, but with Reflex up, Golbez is now pretty much free. I did notice Harumph deliberately learned Asura and Bahamut on his Rydia before starting this fight, so it's a little extra damage there.
Yeah, Bahamut's the best thing that Rydia can do right now, and Golbez is confused by this apparently. And we are like 30 seconds away from done for Harumph.
Tell me why I got mega nuked by a dragon.
Twin Harp was right next to Darkness Crystal, apparently, looking at the spoilers in Copper's stream.
Unfortunate. We missed out on it, but, you know, the viewers can't always get what they want after all.
Well, you know, after the credits come, after we get the solar system, you can always go back and talk to the Harp in Edward's sickbed, and maybe we can talk one of our runners into checking that out for us.
And there is the finish from Harumph with a time of 37 minutes and 39 seconds. Fifth place finish, but only 9 minutes after the first, or sorry, 8 minutes after the first place finish. And it looks like we are bringing Harumph in for an interview now.
Yes, here is Harumph, tonight's fifth place finisher. GG's, congrats. What kind of jet would you use to describe the race tonight?
Concord.
I'll take it.
So, you know, we know you went to Ordeals, and you got a little tripped up over there because you got in battle with that Valvalis and had to reset. Were you ever thinking about just sticking through that fight, or were you were not going to spend that time?
We're at that point. I'll just throw out the nuke here just to make sure here that it's not hitting. I figure after that point it might be a bit too long here. It would probably be faster to go through the Ordeals fight again. Because like when I made that, I was like, please let it not be Valvalis. Please let it not be Valvalis. Oh, crap.
Yeah, push B to jump does offer a solution there, but you know, in the heat of the moment in a very fast race like this, it's very easy to forget.
I think it was some different muscle memory which kicked in at that point.
Totally fair.
So how many of the legacy races have you done so far, Harumph?
I think I've done about half of them here because I've been doing restream duties on a few of these as well here. So they seem to be getting faster and faster and faster. I think somehow, like I remember, like the first few of them here, like we're looking at like close to 2 hours average here, and now we're getting to, you know, well under sub 45s. So, and last week was just turbo mode at that point.
Yeah, while we're talking, do you mind firing up your save again and heading over to Edward's room and firing up that Twin Heart for us?
Yeah, I'm on my way here. I was about to do so here, but
Awesome, thank you so much.
I'm a terrible multitasker, so
Fair, but 3 Fusoyas, how did that make you feel?
I saw the first one. I go, all right, I know there's at least one now. Okay, so there's probably another one. And sure enough, here there was another one here, and yeah, I was fine with 3 here, especially with vanilla. I can pretty much just microwave everything in front of me.
And I did notice you still had the presence of mind near the end to make sure your Rydia learned that Bahamut, which you'd had in your inventory for basically the whole seed, just to get a little extra damage on that final boss too. That was a nice move.
Yeah, I figured just in case here. No, just in case I did need to throw that out. Strangely enough, here, like on the one practice, there's a few of the practice seeds I've had here have come out with Golbez at that CPU spot. So somehow I kind of was prepared for it.
Yeah, both you and Clopper were very even-headed about it and just quickly set the mini status on your parties and took care of it easily enough.
fortunately here wasn't anything too crazy here, but I think once I was seeing the times come in here, I was like, all right, most likely here this is probably going to be a fairly quick loss. So I like something I wouldn't have to worry about.
But yeah, you played well tonight. Nice finish. Anything else you might want to chime in about as far as the seed, the club, any wild speculation about the mystery objective?
The rest of the mystery objective is like, all right, if this based on how the seeds are going here, I would pretty much have to lock into it, depending on whatever would be here, because just, with these objectives here and with a win game flag on here, really, you almost don't even have time to think about the objectives because the meta objectives. Because if you go for the meta objectives, you're not going to get top 3. So. I'm hoping for a much longer seed tomorrow. Maybe not the next week. Maybe not to the 2-hour extent here. I'll be happy here with like an 80-minute seed or something like that.
Yeah, as much as I love push beta jump, it does make things go pretty quickly. So might have to make that sacrifice of turning it off. But I'm not advocating for that. Let me be clear, Zoe. I'm not asking you to turn it off.
Well, we'll let the powers that be decide here, and we'll go from there. I'll be prepared-ish, whichever way it goes.
Any final thoughts, Rampor? Are we gonna let you say goodnight for now?
No, I think we're gonna. I'm thinking someone wanted to call it an early night here when they rolled the seed here. So, thanks to Possum here for pushing the button, Skull Kitty for restreaming here, and to our commentary team, Moltos and Bitsy and Bitsy.
Oh, thank you.
Have a great night.
Alrighty, so that was our 5th place finisher, Harumph. We have not had any additional finishes yet. But sounds like we are going to head over to watch Rexrawl's stream. He is actively racing this right now, so please don't talk about spoilers in his chat. We do have a lovely race spoilers channel on our Discord if you want to head over there and talk about what's going on. I believe Bang Discord in the chat will give you the link. Thank you, Scalakitty.
And thanks again, Pixel Tamer. It's been good getting back in the commentary seat for such a quick and action-packed seed with Puzzle Morpheus here on tracking and Scalakitty restreaming for us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out with us, everybody. Have a great night.